Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas
and Ausra.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Ausra.
Let's start episode 336 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Denham, and he writes, "My dear Vidas, I hope you and Ausra are doing well. My name is Denham and I live in Sri Lanka, and I'm about to start learning the first finale from Vierne's number 1 for Christmas this year. I'm hoping to learn one page a week in order to master it well. The question that is in my mind is I'm unsure of how to register the organ to play it. Please, are you able to provide some insight into this? Can you please help me with the registration? I'd be more than grateful to you, and I'm willing to pay you for the trouble. Thank you so much, Denham." So, Ausra, what do you think? Would Vierne Symphony number 1, especially finale, sound well in Sri Lanka?
Yes, I think everybody would just love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my most favorite organ pieces.
What kind of organ would you need for that?
Well, in ideal way, French classical. I mean French symphonic, not French classical.
Domberos.
No.
Clicquot, no?
No, Cavaillé. But anyway, I think any instrument which is large enough would do for this kind of piece.
It's written for 3 manual instruments, but
you could do it, I think, on 2 manuals too.
Could do it on 2 with couplers. What kind of stops you would need for minimum to have? Principals, probably.
Principal chorus, of course. Reeds. I think reeds are very important for French music.
Mixtures in both manuals and pedals. Reeds in every manual. True. Trumpets. Even if you have posaune in the pedals, that would be great.
So anyway, for this kind of a piece, the larger organ you have, the better it is.
And we are looking now at the score. And by the way, I have created the fingering and pedaling for that if you want to master this piece faster. Without spending too much time and too many hours while figuring out correct and efficient fingering and pedaling. So now looking at the score, the first registration is given in French, GPR. What does it mean, GPR, Ausra?
Well, this is the 3 manuals.
G, it's like grand org?
Yes, positive and réci.
Réci is like swell.
Yes.
Positive is like choir in English. True. Or American system. And grand org is like great.
True, and for the opening of this piece, you need to couple all those 3 manuals together.
Because it's written GPR,
yes.
Together.
Yes. So if you have, 3 manuals, then couple them all together. If you have only 2, then couple those 2 together.
And in all those manuals, you need fonts, which is foundations, which is stops of 16, 8, and 4 pitch level, right? So that's principal flutes of that pitch level, and anches in French means
Reeds.
of 16, 8, and 4 too. 16, 8, and 4 foot level. 16 probably bombard, 8 foot trumpet, 4 foot claron if you have one.
Yes.
I think 4 foot is not necessarily used, right? We don't use it too often in our church.
Yes, because it doesn't sound very nice in our church, but it might, In
On
Sri
a French
Lanka, who knows?
instrument, yes.
Sure.
And in the pedals, before we talk about the pedals, we probably need to have mutations too, right? Anches
Obviously, yes.
in anches in French system involves both reeds and mutations, which means mixtures also, and fifth, two, and two-third, at least, like that.
Would you add also a tierce if you would have it, or not?
A tierce would sound more like a cornea, and let's see. You have to check, those some tierces are powerful, some more like a flute. You have to check for balance. What about the pedals, Ausra?
Well, also lots of stops. You need again always foundation, and the score even requires 32 foot. Not every organ has it, but if you have it, so add it. So 32 foot foundation stops, 16 foot, 8 foot, and 4 foot.
And mutations and read 16, 8, and 4 too.
True.
And GPR is in the manuals, which means 3 manuals coupled, which means the second to the grade, then recede to the grade, and recede to the choir as well.
That's right. Not every organ also has that kind of coupler, but if yours does, so you need to use it. And you also need to couple, I guess, the manuals to the pedals.
Yes, all 3 of them if you have. So it starts very powerfully with 3/4 dynamic level, and then it diminishes. You change manuals from time to time. R is resi or swell in this case, and then when it's softer, then you only need foundation stops on the grade and on the positive, which is without the reeds and mutations.
Yes.
So like this. And most of the time you could do French music like this with like setting combinations in advance and just pushing the button.
So if you have combinations, pistons in your organ, please use them. It will make things easier.
What does it mean piano here sometimes when Vierne uses?
Well, it means piano, soft.
No, but I mean, piano, does it mean you need to have less stops, or you have to close the swell box?
Well, usually you have to close the swell box, because now we are looking at one line where you play on very C, and it says diminuendo, and when there is that piano sign, it means that when you have diminuendo, you start to close the swell box until you have piano. So you have actually to use quite a lot of, swell pedal.
Because you have those bubbles, crescendo and decrescendo a lot.
So I guess, in music like this, your left foot really needs to work on the pedal board, and your right foot really needs to work with the swell pedal.
Yes. And then in the further up episode, left hand starts to play on the grade with manuals coupled, GPR, right? And then again, piano subito. Subito means sudden
Yes.
closing
Sudden
of the
change.
box. Right. And then gradually, poco a poco crescendo, opening the swell box.
And I think gradually all the former registration comes.
Remember that in the beginning you need the reeds of the grade and of the choir, but in the middle you don't need those reeds, only foundations. And then recapitulation enters, and
where you add that
when you first add the
reeds in the positive,
and then
in the grade,
and also the reeds
in the
pedals,
because the opening theme comes back with all its power in the pedal board.
Yeah, and I think this continues until the very end, like this, without any extra adding of stops. Well, sometimes if people play neo-baroque organs, very sharp sounding mixtures, it's very high texture, sometimes makes squeaky sounds. Not French at all.
And sometimes you have to omit something if you are not playing on the French organ. So always you have to listen to the result, what comes out from your organ.
Check if any of those episodes have a note lower than tenor C, like B and below. If it doesn't, I think it could be played one octave lower this way, but without 16 feet in the manuals, because then your music will sound like with 16 foot. That's very suitable for organs which don't have a lot of foundation stops, but too many mutations and sharp mixtures. Then your mixtures would sound lower and much more powerfully.
And that's often the case with neo-baroque organ.
I think you can do this way. I've played this finale like that before. So that's our registration and some of the stop changes solutions for this piece. We hope you will find it useful. And of course, check out our score with fingering and pedaling. It will save you many hours at least, and will help you start practicing the most efficient way right away. Thank you guys for sending these questions. We love helping you grow, and remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, "The sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses and all your help."
Robert writes, "I found the fingerings, registration ideas and general comments to be excellent."
John writes, "I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you are there teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner. and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor.
Robert writes, "It has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching."
Ron writes, "Hi Vidas and Ausra, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home, and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this haha no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Ausra and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue, and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward."
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition, and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas.
And Ausra from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.